In this tutorial, we're going to take a look at Gmail. Gmail is Google's version of an email program, and I think you'll find that it's a very powerful program and there's a lot of great features to it, and you can really customize your experience using Gmail. So I've gone ahead and logged into my Google account, and I've gone to my Gmail account. So go to google.com and log in, and then up at the top you're going to find Gmail. Go ahead and click on that. Now I am showing you the consumer version of Gmail, so it may look a little different than the NPS version of Gmail. The big difference with the consumer version is that there will be ads in the consumer version. And I'll kind of point that out as we go through. So this is your inbox. Here are all of your messages in your inbox. Over here on the left-hand side we have a navigation pane. These are different things that we can, different places that we can go and things that we can do in Gmail. And then over here we have our settings cog, and I'll talk more about the settings cog or gear in a minute. So the first thing that we need to understand is a new message in your inbox will appear in bold. So this is a message that I have not read. All of these other messages have already been read. So that's how you tell the new messages from the old messages. To read a message, you simply click on it, and it will show you the message. You will have the option to reply to that message, or you can forward the message on to somebody else. You can also come up here and use the reply arrow here. This drop-down menu will give you some additional options. Now remember, I am in the consumer version, so you're seeing some ads here. You will not see those ads in the NPS version of Gmail. So that's kind of nice. So if I wanted to reply to this message, I can simply click the reply arrow. That's going to bring up my message box. Looks pretty much the same as any other email package. You have your option of typing your email down here. You can do some formatting things. You can add some emoticons, and you can even check the spelling of your message. So I'm going to go ahead and just type in something short. When I am done, I can go ahead and click send. If I want to work on this later, I can click Save Now, although it is important to note that Gmail automatically saves every so often. And if I decide I don't want to send this message, I can go ahead and discard it. So I'm going to go ahead and send this message. It will tell me that it's sending, and then I can go back to my inbox. So to get back to my inbox, I can either click the navigation pane over here, or I can click this back to inbox arrow here. Now, you'll notice in my inbox that after some of my messages, you see a number. Google takes your messages and groups them into what they call conversations, so that all of your messages and replies are to group together into one common thread. So if I open up this conversation here, we're going to see that Nancy sent me an email and I replied to that email. So it makes it nice so that you can kind of remember what the conversation was, and it keeps all of those emails together. So if Nancy were to reply to this email again, there would be a third message in here. So it really does a good job of helping you see the conversation that has taken place. And again, I could reply to this message, or I could reply to this message here. So that if I wanted to see Nancy's entire message to open up a conversation, I just need to click on it, and that will expand that message so that I can see the whole thing. Now sometimes at the end of a message you'll see these three dots indicating that the message was trimmed a little bit to fit on the screen. Simply click those three dots and you'll see the entire message. Click them again and the message will collapse. So that's a conversation. Let's go back to the inbox. By default, Google has Conversation View turned on. If you prefer to see each individual message one at a time, you can turn Conversation View off. So to do that, you're going to go to the Settings cog or gear, click on that, and go to Settings. And you want to look for Conversation View. Here's Conversation View. Right here I'm on the General tab. This is Conversation View right here. By default, it's going to be turned on. You can switch it to off, but realize then that you're going to have more messages in your inbox and it may be a little more cluttered. By having Conversation View on and grouping those messages into threads, your inbox is a little less cluttered. So that's your choice. If you choose to turn Conversation View off, make sure that you scroll down and you click Save Changes before you go back to the inbox. So save your changes if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the inbox. And now let's look at composing a message from scratch. So it's very easy. We're simply going to click the big red Compose button. And the first thing you want to do is type the name of the person that you're sending the message to. Now in NPS Gmail, you have the ability to search for an address just like you did in GroupWise. So simply start typing the person's name, and you're going to get a list of everybody that starts with that letter. You can search by first name or you can search by last name. So if you know somebody's last name but aren't sure of their first name, you can search by last name. So I'm going to go ahead and send an email to my NPSNE account. So I'm just going to, once the names pop up and you get your choices, go ahead and click on the one that you want to add. If you would like to add additional names, go ahead and type a comma and then add your next name. Or you can always add a carbon copy, or you can do a blind carbon copy. Give your message a subject. If you need to attach a file, you can do so right here. And here's where you're going to type the body of your message. Notice you do have some formatting tools available to you. So go ahead and type your message. You can spell check it if you want to, and you can click send. If you need to work on this message later, you can save now and it will save it as a draft, although Gmail does automatically save every so often. And if you decide you don't want to send this message at all, you can discard it, which will trash it. I'm going to go ahead and send, and it will tell me that my message has been sent. So those are some of the basic Gmail things that you can do. Looking at conversations, opening a message, and sending a message, as well as replying to a message.